আমরা শেখা শুরু করব। We are going to start learning the Bengali alphabets today, and they are called Borno Mala, and the letters are called Borno. Let me show you what the word is. Okay, so I already wrote the word here. It's Borno, and the small letter O is like O, and wherever I write an uppercase O, it's pronounced O. So for that distinction, I wrote it this way: Borno, Borno. So Borno means letters. We're going to start learning them today. And Borno Mala is what we call the entire set of letters. Borno Mala. So we're going to learn this. I'm very excited. This is not something I have done so far in this channel, so I'm very excited to start. How this works is, in English, let's say these are the lines on the page. In English, you'd be writing on the lines, and the letters sit on the line. In Bangla, you start from the top of the line, and the letters hang down from the line. So hope you can see the difference. It doesn't sit on the line, it hangs down from the line. And whereas English and many other languages, they sit on top of the line. And there is something that anchors each letter on the top, which coincides with the line. By the way, if the paper does not have any lines, even then this holds. I'll write the same word here. Even then you can see it's kind of hanging down from an invisible anchor on the top, whereas in English, it's sitting on some sort of invisible base. So visually, that's one of the key differences between written Bangla and English. So let's see, what is this line called? Let's look at that. This line that anchors all the letters down, that the letters hang down from, is called matra. Matra. Hope it's visible. Is it? Okay. Matra. This ta is a very soft ta, which you will be pronouncing by touching your tongue to the back side of your upper teeth. Okay? Ta. Ta. So you touch the tongue to the back of your upper teeth inside your mouth. Ta. Ta. So do not think of this as a T. It's ta. Matra. Matra. So matra is the line on the top of Bangla letters that hold them together. It comes like this on the top. And I'm going to be using pink for that. So matra, the top line. Okay. So below the matra, all the letters will come. We'll write them below the matra. And when we start writing, when we write Bangla, we write the matra first. So we putting the matra and then writing all the letters. It's kind of similar to what I did here when I was writing this matra. So let's start with the simplest of letters. I'm going to write it big. So that's the matra. And I'll use a different color for the letter itself. Just pay attention. That's the first letter we're going to look at. Okay. And there are different kinds of letters in Bangla. Actually, let me flip this for a second. Yes. So there are many kinds of letters in Bangla, and mainly there are two distinct types. They're called Borno, right? Borno, which means letters. There are two types of Borno. One is called Shoro Borno. Shoro Borno. Shoro Borno. That's one type. And the second type is Banjon Borno. Banjon Borno. Banjon Borno. Shoro Borno, Banjon Borno. Let me write them. We have Shaw, it's A, so the small O. Shoro Borno. Shoro Borno. This, I'm spelling it this way just for you to pronounce it correctly. It's nothing official. It's just the spelling I'm using to make it easier. That's one type of Borno. The other type is Banjon Borno. Ban. So think of it as Ban, B-A-N. Jon, Banjon. Borno. So that's two types of Borno that we have. Shoro Borno and Banjon Borno. What are they? This one that I just wrote is a Banjon Borno. And this is read as to, to, to. So this is a representation of this sound that I wrote in the word matra, ta, where you touch the tongue to the back of your upper row of teeth inside your mouth, which gives this sound ta, ta, ta. So your tongue is totally touching the teeth, ta, ta. Also a little bit of your lower teeth as well, not just the upper. But the main point is the tongue has to touch the teeth. That's when the sound comes out, ta. And this is how we write ta. And we read it as ta, ta. This is a Banjon Borno. The pink one is a matra, by the way. And this letter is ta. This Borno is ta. So our first Borno so far. And this is a Banjon Borno. So what is this? Banjon Borno means, yes, Banjon Borno means all the Borno which needs your mouth to be touching at some point to be pronounced. So, for example, here, ta is a Banjon Borno. To pronounce ta, you need to touch your tongue to your teeth, and that's how it comes. So, somewhere in your vocal apparatus, whatever we have, our teeth, tongue, mouth, throat, everything, it needs to touch, make contact for that sound to come out. Those are called Banjon Borno. Okay, Banjon Borno. And Shoro Borno, on the other hand, are ones that you can pronounce openly and they don't need any touching of your vocal apparatus in any place. So that's Shoro Borno. It can be openly pronounced, and Banjon Borno needs some sort of obstruction or touching at some point to be pronounced. So that's the difference. Shoro Borno and Banjon Borno. So let's see. This is ta. Let's see how to write ta properly. I'm going to write it here in a big way. So you write the matra. And if you're writing in a rule sheet, the matra will come on the line. So you write the matra. Maybe it's easier if it's bigger. Okay. Yeah, that's better. So that's the matra. And then we're going to start from the top. So just below the matra, you draw the matra as much as you think the letter would go, and you keep it that length, because in one word in Bangla, as we write it, we put the individual matra as we go. So when you're writing one letter, you write it to the size of that letter only. And roughly in the middle of this, a little below the matra, you start to make a circle, a loop in this way. See? It's like writing a 6 from the inside, very small. Same that we did here. And then you continue, don't lift it up, just continue down and up. That's ta. Ta. And you write it in one stroke. And in general, Bangla letters are written in a clockwise direction, in general, like this. So that's why this is the simplest letter to write and the easiest to learn first. It has one matra and just one stroke in the clockwise direction. So that is ta. And this letter is the one in words like tumi, tomar, and such that I have mentioned before. So that's ta, and it's a Banjan Borno. Okay, what about Shoro Borno? Let's learn one Shoro Borno. Shoro Borno are the ones that can be openly pronounced. Let's write the matra and write one Shoro Borno. It goes like this. Starts the same way. This is another Shoro Borno we are writing. Like this. Then about 1/3 from the bottom and go up. This letter is A. A. This is what I have been depicting with that small O in the spellings. Shoro Borno. Banjon Borno. This A. A. It's like A. So let me write it bigger. It's like building up on this ta here. How to write A. So we'll write a ta first. 1/3 from the bottom will go like this and straight up. That's A. 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 So ta needs your tongue to be touching the teeth. A doesn't. It's a freely pronounced letter. A. Ta. A. And this A exists in this pronunciation. When I say ta, A is already a part of this. Ta. Ta. This A is coming at the end. So all Banjan Borno, all the Banjan Borno that require any sort of contact to be pronounced inherently have the A with it. So ta, pa, ba, la. That's how we read or pronounce the Bangla letters. Every Banjan Borno inherently has A with it. So if you want to spell a word in Bangla like takhon, you just write the ta, and ta is read with the A. Makes sense? So if you want to write takhon, the first letter will be ta. This doesn't mean t, ta, t, nothing like that. We just read it as ta and use it in words as such. So Shoro Borno A is inherently at the end of every Banjan Borno, including ta, which is the only Banjan Borno we learned so far. And this Shoro Borno is also known as Shore A. You can either call it A or you can call it Shore A. A or Shore A, because it's a Shoro Borno. That's one way of reading it. Okay, let's do the next Shoro Borno. Very, very similar. So you write A first and give one extra line. So it goes like matra, write A first, and then this is A. A. And similar to Shore A, this can be called as Shore A. Shore A or A. This is also Shoro Borno. It is unrestricted. This comes in words like ami, aj, amar, and so on. So that's A. When you say ta, A comes with it naturally. That's how Banjan Bornos are. Shoro Borno A always comes at the end of Banjan Borno in pronunciation. However, Shoro Borno A is not automatically with Banjan Borno ta, right? Just an example we're taking here. Ta. If you want to say ta, for example, this won't cut it. This is just ta. To make it ta, you need something else. To make it ta, you need a to be present with ta in some way. Let's see how to do that. So this is a, right? I mean a. Sorry. Wherever you see this, that's a. But let's say you want to add a to a Banjan Varna, ta in our case, so that it becomes ta. How to do that? So let's write ta first. Okay, now we're going to borrow this part from Sharabarno A and put it here. And is it visible? Let me use this. Yes. So now this whole thing reads ta, ta. What we did here is we took Banjan Barno ta, we had Shoro Barno a. In order to make this ta, which is a new character now, we took the a sound from this letter, put it on top of it or beside it, and now this reads ta, ta. This is a, this is ta. So to, o, ta, a. To, o, ta, a. So o, a, Shorobarno. Shorobarno. To, ta, Banjan Barno. To is Banjan Barno. Ta is to with the a sound. So what is this called? This little thing, which is the a. What is it? It's the a sound, right? It's the sound of a from this Shorobarno a on the ta, on the to. This is called akar. Let me write it. Akar. These symbols are referred to as kar or kar chinno. Let me write it here. Kar chinno. Kar chinno. This means the chinno symbol of Shorobarno. Kar chinno. So, akar. Because it's the kar chinno of a. Akar. So, this is read as toy akar. Toy akar. Toy akar ta. Toy akar ta. So let's see how akar would be depicted. Matra comes here. Our Banjan Barno comes here. And akar comes to the right of the Banjan Barno. This can be any Banjan Barno in this space. And we have learned ta. So if we put ta here, it's ta now. So let's review what we learned so far. Barno means letters. Barnomala means the set of letters in Bangla language. Matra is the top line that anchors all letters in Bangla and make it into a word. This matra is written on top of Bornos. Not all, but most Borno have matra on them. And when we write Bangla, we draw the matra first, and then we go from a top to bottom and clockwise motion, usually, while writing letters. This was the first Banjon Borno we learned. What is a Banjon Borno? There are two kinds of Borno. Shoro Borno, Banjon Borno. Banjon Borno are the ones which in pronunciation require some contact in your mouth to be pronounced. And Shoro Borno are the ones that can be pronounced freely without any contact. So this is ta, ta. There is a contact between your tongue and the back of your teeth inside your mouth. So this is a Banjon Borno. Banjon Borno. Banjon Borno. That's the first one we learned, and it's written like this in this direction. You draw the matra first. The next Borno we learned was A, 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 and I have written this in these English words as a small letter O. A, A. This, you write a ta first, you write the matra first, then you write the ta, then 1/3 from the bottom, you make a curve outside and you go straight up. Like this. This is the correct direction to write it. So please follow this. This is A. It's a Shoro Borno. It's an unrestricted open pronunciation of sound. In this letter, it's a Shoro Borno. And it's also known as Shore A. Shore A. So A or Shore A, you can call it either way. And all Banjon Borno, most of them, like Ta here, have the A sound inherently at the end of it, so that we can pronounce them. Ta, ta. If we did not have it, it would be, it won't come out as a sound. So in order to make it come out as a sound, we need the help of Shoro Borno. So this is the thing about Banjon Borno. On their own, the sounds that they are, the pure sounds that they are, cannot be pronounced outwards. You can understand what sounds they are because you know where the contact is and what's going to come out, but you can't actually pronounce them if there is no Shoro Borno attached to it. Because Shoro Borno means sounds that come out unrestricted. And if a sound has to come out, it has to be unrestricted, right? So even Banjon Borno, that needs some contact, after the contact needs some sort of openness to be able to be pronounced as a word or as a sound. So the that we had needs A to be called ta. So that's what we have here. We have ta that has inherently the A present within it. But it's only A that's present with all Banjon Borno. Today we learned one Banjon Borno and two Shoro Borno. So this is the only one I'm using as example for Banjon Borno now. A is present behind each Banjon Borno when they are pronounced by themselves. However, other Shoro Borno, for example, A, which is the next Shoro Borno we learned, Matra, you write a ta, you write A and put an extra line like this. I didn't draw the Matra, but you do that first. That's A. And now, let's say we want to say ta for words that have ta in them. We need A somehow to help the pronunciation of t and make it ta. For that, we use this. We borrow this line from A, put it beside ta. This line is called akar. A because it came from A, and kar. And kar chinno means symbol of Shoro Borno. So Shoro Borno, the unrestricted ones like these, can help the pronunciation of Banjon Bornos in different ways. So ta, ta, you can make ti or tu or whatever, right? So for that, to depict that in spelling, we put this, which is called akar, and these symbols are called kar chinno. We put that on ta and it became ta. So in effect, A has some sort of invisible kar chinno, you can imagine, on ta, because it's still pronounced as ta. This is already there, but there is no kar chinno for it. This, when added to this, takes on this kar chinno. And here is where all the Banjan Borno will come, because it's the Banjan Borno that need the assistance of Shoro Borno sounds to be pronounced. So Banjan Borno comes here in this dotted space, and Akar comes to the right of it. This is a Akar because it's the Kar Chinno of A. Oops. It's the Kar Chinno. I don't know how visible this is. Yeah. It's the Kar Chinno of A. And Chinno means symbol. Okay, let me reset this. So that's what we learned today. I think this is great for a first lesson, and I'll continue later. Let me know how this was. I had a lot of fun explaining all of this, and hopefully you can build up each layer of your knowledge of alphabets like this. That's why I started like this. I started with ta, then we saw a, then we saw a. Let me just rotate this, so if you want a screenshot, you can take it. Okay, here it is. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye. Learning Bengali letters. No. So far we know this is called matra. Sit and focus. This is a Borno. It's a Banjan Borno, and it is called to. We have also learned Shoro Borno. That's a matra again. This is Shoro Borno. O. We have also learned the Shoro Borno. A. This is what we have learned so far. And we have also seen that Shoro Borno can be turned into, forgot the matra, Akar Chinno, and written alongside Banjan Borno to add that sound to them. So we have seen how to write ta in this way. So this is what we know so far. The pink one is matra. Light blue is Shoro Borno. Shoro Borno. Oops. Okay, now you can see. Purple is Banjan Borno. And green is Kar Chinno. That's what we know so far. Let's learn some more Banjan Borno. Matra. Down, up, right, curve down. That is our next Banjan Borno. This is called the. The. This is how you pronounce the in English, and you add a sound to it. All Banjan Borno have a at the end. So this is the. It has a with it at the end of it. Now if you want to write da, you write da first and put akar on it. That makes it da. Da. So who can read this word? Read your first word in Bangla. Here we go. Let me write it here. Here. Oops. This is how you write it, okay? You don't change colors every time. I'm doing that for you. But this is the order of writing. Okay. What's this word? Who knows what this word is? I'm actually going to write it here, smaller with a pen, so that you know when you write it, how it actually looks. Matra, doi, akar, matra, doi, akar. That's how this word is written without the color code, but we're going to use the color code for now. That's da, doi, akar. So you should know what this reads as. Without this part. I need something to cover. Okay, here we go. So what does this read as? When you have akar on da, it makes it like we had akar on ta, it made it ta. This is da, da, dada. Dada in Bangla generally means a big brother, older brother. Sometimes, depending on your family, this may also mean grandfather. So dada, that's dada. That's your first word in Bangla. And let me write another. Also, everything should be the same size and level. This is not ideal that this is longer than the letter. The akar is crossing the. Oh my goodness, I wrote the same thing again. Okay, let me make some edits. What I meant was this. This and this are the same, okay? My apologies. So, okay, who knows what this is? So funny. Okay, I'm going to write this again here. Dayakar, dayakar. What is this? Who knows? So it's a little messy here. What is this? So let's bring this up again. Dayakar, da, dayakar, ta. Data. So, dada, data. Congratulations on your first two words in Bangla. Data means giver or someone who gives or donates. That's data. Let's try another word. Who can read this? I'm not going to say it, but it means, let me write it first. A, dai akar. The hint is this means ginger. But I'm not going to say how it's read. It's super easy. Just remember what you learned. This is a, this is doi akar. This is how we read it, by the way. We have akar here, right? And we have da and akar on da. That is read as doi akar. Doi akar. So that's why I'm saying doi akar when I'm spelling it out. A and doi akar. Okay, this means ginger. Next word. What else can we make? Okay. Next word is So this is spelled as A toy akar. So tell me what this is. A and this is a fruit. So try this out by yourself. It's a fruit. And it's the fruit, in English, I think it's called custard apple. Sitaphal, it's also known as. So yeah, that's the fruit, this. Okay, so now you know all these. Ta, toyakar, ta, a, da, doyakar, da, এটা আকার, দয় আকার, দাদা, দয় আকার, তয় আকার, দাতা. Hopefully you can hear the difference between da and ta. The is how you say the, this, that in English. It's that sound, the. This is ta, ta, ta. So the, ta. In both though, your tongue is touching the back of your teeth. The, ta, the, ta. Okay, dada, data. These two you'll try out on your own. So that's what we have with a and a. A is coming at the end of every Banjan Borno. So ta, da, and any other Banjan. A has a karchino, which is this. A does not have one. It's just present with the Banjan Borno by default. Da, it's already there. Da, it's already there. Okay. Da akar. Da, da akar, da. And we have these 4 words. That's all for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Bye. Ar, ka. That's the spelling. Koi akar, ka. Kak. And if you're reading them individually, let me cover this. Then you read it as koi akare ka, which means akar on ka makes ka. Ka. Kak. That's crow. Next word is koi. This ka is really bad. Do not write it like this. Koi akar, doi akar, kada. Kada means mud. The reason I said this is bad is because the loop is almost touching the matra, which should not happen. It should come downwards slightly and it should end approximately the same level where this left corner is. So something like this is what it should be. So make sure you write it beautifully as well. Kada means mud. This word is again doi rasho e, di, and rasho e, di. Di means give, I give. So from kak, if we add one akar to that, we have kaka, which is a word for uncle. Specifically, your father's younger brother is called kaka. It's a very specific word for a specific uncle only. So father's younger brother is uncle kaka. This word is koto. Koto. Koto means how much or so much. So how much is as a question and so much as a response. Namaskar. Hello everyone. I wanted to wait for a few seconds because I noticed that in the last videos, if I start speaking immediately, first few seconds cut off. So I think there is a little bit of lag. So now I'm going to get into this. So this is part 3 of Start Learning Bangla Letters. And we have covered quite a bit in the first two parts. So let's continue from there. And in the last part, I wrote 4 words for you to read. And let me show you those. These were the 4 words that we had last time. And these are dada, data, and these two I did not say at the time. This is ada and ata. Be careful that you are pronouncing these two as they should be pronounced. They're quite close in pronunciation, the and ta, these two, because they are pronounced from the same part of your mouth, which is the tongue touching the teeth. This one is the, the, and with akar it becomes da. This is ta, ta, and with akar becomes ta. So we had dada, data, ada, and ata. So let's move on. Let's look at the next. Next we will learn one Shorovarno, another new Shorovarno. So let's start writing. Hope you remember what this is called. Matra. And for Shorovarno, we have been using blue color. So I'm going to use blue for this, most likely. It starts like this. It's so light. Let me use a darker blue. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's the matra. This is how you start, and that's our next Shorovarno. This Shorovarno is E. E. Let me write it with my pen here. Matra E. So as you can see, there is one part of the E that is coming up from the matra. It is above the matra when you write it. That is fine. There are some letters like this which go beyond the line in some ways, sometimes above, sometimes below. So this one, E, has one part of it that is above the line, above the matra. So this is E. And there are two types of E in Bangla, two types of Shorovarno E. This one is called Rasho E, which means short E. E. So let me try spelling it in English. Ra. Okay. Rasho E. Yeah. Hope it's visible. So this means short. This is a short E. We have another longer E, which is like E, and this is E. E and E. So if you remember, all Shorovarno have something called kar chinno, which is the marks of the Shorovarnos used on Banjar Varno. So we'll see some of those in a while. For now, let's write a word that has this in it. Hope you remember this letter. That's a new word. Can you read it? The, let me point with this. The and E, Russia E. So doi, doi. This means curd. That's doi. Doi. Let's write another word. What is this? So this one is Toy Akar Rasho E. This is how you spell Bangla words when you write them. And when you spell out, this is what you say. Toy Akar and Rasho E. Toy Akar Rasho E. So Toy Akare Ta, which means Akar on ta makes ta. That's what the phrase means. Toy Akare Ta Rasho E. So Tai. When kids learn Bengali, this is how they spell it out. Tai, Tayakar, Rashoi. Tayakare ta, I, Rashoi. Anyway, this means so or hence or therefore. Tai, tai. If you use it as a question, it can mean is it or is that so? So you say tai, tai as a question. That means is it or is that so? That's tai. They all use Rashoi. So Shorovarno need not necessarily come at the beginning of words. It can also come at the end of words. It usually does not come in the middle of words. So far we are only looking at 2-letter words. Let's say it's a 4 or 5-letter word. Shorovarno, any Shorovarno out of the ones we have learned so far, A, and Rashoi, they won't be occurring in the middle of words in a spelling, either in the front or at the end. The reason being, if it comes in the middle of words, we already have kar chinno to go on the Banjan Borno. So whenever this sort of situation arises that we need a Shora Borno sound, which are the openly pronounced sound without contact, unrestricted, if we need something of that sort, we will be using the kar chinno on the respective Banjan Borno. So that's the reason. There may be some words where it occurs in the middle as exceptions, but that's not our concern right now. So this is tai, and this is doi. All right, so let's now see what is the kar chinno for this Shorobarno E or Rasho E that we have now learned. We will be putting a matra. So the kar chinno we have so far is the akar, which comes to the right side of the respective Banjan Borno, and it hangs down from the matra as a single straight vertical line. Now we will see what is the kar chinno for Rosho E. Let us indicate where the Banjan Borno goes. Let's say this is the space where the Banjan Borno should be. And we know for akar, we put a line on the right side. Now for Rosho E kar, let me write it down. It's called Rasho E kar. I hope it's self-explanatory why it is so. Rasho E kar. Okay. Rasho E kar comes to the left of Banjan Borno. Akar is written to the right of Banjan Borno. Rasho E kar will be written to the left of Banjan Borno. It comes in 2 parts. One vertical line and a curve on top. It's like an umbrella on one side. This is Rasho E kar. What does this do? What is the sound of this? So this is E, right? Whenever the E kar is placed along with the Banjan Borno, together it puts the E sound on that Banjan Borno. So let's see with an example how that works. Here we will be putting this. And since Bangla is written left to right, whatever comes first as you come from the left, you write that first. So I'm going to write one word here. I'm writing the word. And see the order of my writing. First I put the matra. Then I put the Rasho E kar because that comes next from the left. And then I write the Banjan Borno. That's the order of writing. Now, if I was writing with a pen without switching all these colors like I'm doing right now, I would be writing like this in the same way, putting the matra, Rasho Ikar, the, matra, Rasho Ikar, the. That's our word. This means elder sister. Who can read this? Try it out by yourself before I tell you what this is. This word, doi ikar, doi ikar. What happens when I write? I'm back with my flower here. So what happens when Rasho Ikar comes on the? It's to the left because that's its placement. Just like the placement of Akar is to the right of Banjan Varno, the placement of Ikar is to the left of Banjan Varno. So this, what this does is put E on the. That makes it the. The. I hope that makes sense. Just like Akar on the makes it ta. Akar on the made it da. Ikar on the makes it di. So this word is didi, which means older sister, elder sister. Didi. So hope that's clear. Do not confuse yourself by thinking that because E is coming first visually in the spelling, you have to pronounce this as id. No, that's not what we do. If we had to pronounce E first, we would be writing this E, because this is E as a whole. The moment we change it to a symbol, it automatically means that the Banjan Borno concerned is now attached to this Shoroborno sound. So this is Didi. Didi. Let's do another word that uses Rasho E in it. This is my crochet hook. I think it's a great pointer. So next word is, shall we do it now or let's leave the next word for later. Let me teach you one Banjan Borno instead, so that we have some more options to explore. So next Banjan Borno is like this. We draw the matra first. From the center, you go left down in a corner. Then you go right down, go up and join, come to the right side, make a loop. This is our next Banjan Borno. Okay, so this Banjan Borno is Ko. Ko. Matra, middle, down, down, up, right. Ko. 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 This letter is in my name, Rupkatha. So this is the ka here. Now I can show you a word that uses ka and our newly learned Shorborno, Rasho E. What do you think this is? How do you read it? Ko, E, koi, koi. This is read as koi. This is how you write it with a pen. And it has two meanings. It is one word for where, and it is also a type of fish, koi mach. So that's a type of fish. Okay, let's pause here to do a recap quickly. Rasho E is the new Shoroborno that we learned. This is Rasho E Kar, which is the Kar Chinno of Rasho E. Hope you remember what Kar Chinno means. Chinno means symbol. Rasho Ikar, it's called. Rasho Ikar, which is the kar chinno of Rasho I. It's called Rasho Ikar. Then we did a word, do and I, doi, which means curd. Toi akar Rasho I, which is tai, which means so, hence, therefore, or if you use it as a question, tai, which means is it or is that so? And using Rasho Ikar and the, we did a word, Didi, which means elder sister. This is our new Banjon Borno, which I'm using purple for. Ko, ko, ko. All question words in Bangla start with this. So koi is a question word, where. Ki, kothai, kano, kamon, and kamonacho, all of those use ka. Just like W and H are the words, are the letters for English questions, ka is used in Bangla questions. And koi is a word for where, and it's a type of fish as well. All right. Shall we move on now? With ka, let us practice some words. Hope the colors are helpful in identifying what is what. This word is toy akar and ka. Tak, tak. It's tak. This means shelf. It can also mean like target. When you shoot on a target or you shoot an arrow or something, that's tak kora. It's not for when you have a target as a goal that you're working towards. That's not this. This is when you are hitting a target, shooting at a target. So that's tak. The more common meaning is chef. Tak, tak. Okay. Well, let's do another. This is a bird that I'm trying to write. And it's very commonly seen in Bengal. Let me write it with pen. Koi akar. Ko. This means crow. It's a very, very common bird in Bengal. And this is koi akar ko. Kak. Kak. It rhymes with tak. Tak. Kak. Let's build up on this. Write another word. Okay. It's not the best handwriting. So, koi akar, koi akar. This is a word for uncle. Kaka. Kaka. Okay. It's a little difficult to switch colors and write one word. I'm hoping this is helping. That's why I'm using the colors. Soon enough, I'm not going to be using the colors when you get more familiar with what is what. So that is kaka, which means uncle. It's super simple. You have ka, then you have akar on it, ka, koi akar, kaka. Okay, let's try another word here. We will be using Rasho Ikar this time. What is this? You'll be reading this, spelling this as doi rashoi ka. This part is D, like we saw here. So this is D, this is ka. Dik, dik. Let me write it here. This means direction. Dik. It also has another meaning. As a verb, it means let him or her give, or let them give. As a verb, dik. Okay. Well, should we do some more? We can do one more with ka. This word is ka to. Kato. That's the word. Kato. Kato means how much. As a question, it means how much. Otherwise, it means so much. Like kato bhalo means so good. So it denotes the quantity of something. How much? Kato. When you're out shopping, kato is very useful. Kato? Ita kato. You can use that. So kato. Let's come this side. One more word. It's not the prettiest, but hopefully you understand what I mean. Okay. This word is kayakar doyakar. Kayakar, ka, doyakar, da, kada. This means mud. When there's mud or slush, that's kada. This is what happens when there's rain on a grassy ground. Kada happens. And then you splash and stomp on it. So that's mud. Okay. So remember this word, doi. Let's make a few changes. One change and try another word. Doi rashoi and rashoi. So try this by yourself. Just pay attention what this could mean. Doi rashoi is di. And adding a rashoi behind that is e, right? Di, di, di. That's the word. Let me write it. Doi rashoi and rashoi. Di means I give. If we use ami, ami di means I